1,000 subscribers, huh? Really? You guys think I deserve that? Because I'm not sure I do. In all seriousness, thank you guys so much for 1,000 subs. I know I've made a reaction video sort of vlog to it, but I've been putting off the Q&A for a while. I've been making other videos. I think it's gonna be fun to do this, but at the same time, I was trying to make some other content. So sorry for the delay, but I'm going to answer all of your Q&A questions that you guys submitted because you guys have been awesome and I wanna give back to you as much as I can by giving you a little bit more of an insight as to who I am and why I make my videos. The first question I'm answering is, what YouTube channels have I been most influenced by? I'd have to say number 1 is definitely Matt Diavella. Number 2 is probably Thomas Frank. Number 3 is Ali Abdaal. 4, Nate O'Brien. I'm trying to think of any other ones off the top of my head. I think Graham Stephan's influenced me a little bit. He's really good. I think over time, more and more Nathaniel Drew I'm a fan of. And yeah, those are the channels that have most influenced me. The next question is, what books have had the biggest impact on my personal development? Honestly, I am not a big self-improvement book reader. So I think concepts of certain books have helped me a lot, but I haven't read any. So The Art of Not Giving a You Know What has probably influenced me a lot and helped me get through some different mental things. Probably the 4-Hour Workweek conceptually has been really helpful for me. Digital Minimalism by Cal Newport's helped me a lot. Those are probably the main ones. The next question I have is, why did you choose productivity as your area of focus? So for me, I was not always productive, so I figured if I made a YouTube channel on productivity, it would make sense because I had become much more productive in the span of like a year and a half. So I figured if I took what I had learned and try to help people see what I had gone through, then maybe they would get the same sort of positive impact on their lives. So I figured if I showed the things that I had learned through forcing myself to be productive after being unproductive, that would be the best route of action to take. The next question is basically, what is my end game plan with my master's degree? And if I go and blow up on YouTube and end up doing well, would I then go entrepreneur route? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I think I'd struggle with this concept a lot if I think about it personally. The concept of making YouTube videos and Skillshare courses and having a Patreon, all that kind of stuff that usually people do to diversify their income, having Amazon affiliate links, all that kind of stuff would be very interesting to me. But I think I'd probably go the route of, I want to work in digital marketing for a while. And if for some reason an income from this sort of thing ends up equaling what I'd be making at my salary job, I'd probably then like switch to this full time so that it can then scale more. Because this is obviously more scalable than any salary position. Sales positions that have really high yields on sales technically could even be more than a salary position. I don't think it's the route to go initially, saying like, I'm just gonna do this full time, but I don't think it's the right route to not give it a try if the opportunity presents itself. So I probably will give it a try if the opportunity presents itself, but I'll do it on the side until it's really giving me solid income. And I mean like something that I could definitely live on. But if it's like equaling what my salary is and it's just excessive for me to do both, I'll probably just switch to this. Next question is, how old am I? And what do I do for fun? I don't do anything for fun. I'm not fun, just kidding. Personally, I like exploring nature. I like the forest preserves I run in. As dumb as that sounds, I just really like seeing it. I like the beach, I like the pool. I like going and just exploring nice parks and stuff in Chicago. And anything that is beautiful to go see, I like to go see it. I am generally kind of homebody-ish. So I guess, video games is usually one of my vices, but I've been really like off of that for a while. So I don't really know if I have any real fun things I'm doing recently besides just going out and enjoying the weather and stuff when I can. Where do I see myself in 10 years time? I personally see myself probably being towards I probably see myself as like a digital marketing manager at a company or doing my own one based on like Google ads or Facebook ads, something in that area. Whatever's doing well, Google pay-per-click probably is going to do well forever. I'd probably end up continuing to do that and then having to make this choice to switch to doing something else full-time. I think with the way that my generation is, we switch jobs a fair amount, but I think I'd probably be in a position for like 4 or 5 years and then switch again, and then this would like be my second job, and then I'd be maybe in the position where this could be a full-time thing. And I'll probably be battling with that decision in 10 years. Maybe more like 5 years. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how long it would take. It matters on how long I want to make videos and all that kind of stuff, but I definitely see myself either having already made the decision to do this full time if that ends up working out, or having made the decision not to. All right, guys, I'm doing this because, well, let's just say that the furnace, or it's the summer. I don't know why I keep doing that. It's the summer. The air conditioning unit decided to turn on, so this is the best way for me to get a good mic quality. And honestly, it's just going to be a talking head Q&A video anyway. I don't think you guys care if this is in front of me or how I'm talking. So the next question that I have is, what has been the best return on investment regarding time for creating new videos and growing my channel? So for me, the best return on investment time-wise for growing my channel was most definitely reaching out to other creators and supporting their channels and them supporting them in return. What I really try to do personally, and I know this is like a community thing, I know a lot of you guys are doing it, not only for the purpose that I make videos and reach out to you, but what I do is this. I will support another person's video. I will watch as much as I can. I support a lot of people, so I don't have the time to like watch the whole thing. But what I will do is, pro tip, Microsoft Edge just came out. That's a better version, I mean. So if you're on a PC, use Microsoft Edge for this, because to be blunt, Chrome's RAM usage is just out of whack. It's too much. That or Firefox you can use. You can use Edge or Firefox for this. I watch as much as I can to get context and to give support so that the comment section looks good. So if it's a couple minutes, it's a couple minutes. But I leave the video running the whole time so people always get a full watch. I don't press pause because it doesn't make sense. What I do is I like just press the mute button and then go to the next video. Big brain, I don't know. But I press the mute button and go to the next video, and that makes it a lot better in regards for people's watch time, because I really don't want people to just not, or to have watch time that suffers because I decide to, not watch the entire thing. So I understand that really helps with YouTube metrics, so that's what I do a lot of the time. And to go further along with the question, I think I always let them know that I'm a fellow YouTuber, and I kind of put that in a comment when I initially start supporting them, and that kind of has a snowball effect that some people then see that and reach out to my channel so that I don't have to do the outreach myself. I'm going to try to do my best to support people who are truly making good content moving forward. I think growth at this point for me isn't a huge deal. Mic bump, sorry. I don't think growth for me is a huge deal at this point. I have the theoretical watch hours every week in order to reach monetization, which then leads to very accelerated growth because YouTube's like, you guys making us money. Here, watch his videos, that sort of thing. So I definitely think at a start point, you want to try to build a community of other creators, because creators are the most active people on YouTube. And that, as well as when a large YouTuber drops a video that's in your niche, you need to drop a comment the second it comes out. It could be either thoughtful or witty. If you make a witty joke, it kills. People will like it a lot. So I would recommend doing that, and then supporting other YouTubers, but actually watching their whole video and giving them a like and thoughtful comment. So like, watch enough to give them a thoughtful comment. Be like, all right, you gave them the proper time. Now the next person deserves the proper time, but please make sure you do the full watch time. The only time I do not do that is when I'm on my phone, because you can't keep tabs open on your phone. So I literally have like reduced my screen time and stuff a lot recently. So I felt bad because I was doing that to people earlier. So now I'm just trying to, wean off of that. And then the more that I'm doing it this way, the more I think I'm helping people. If someone gets a 10-minute watch from me and a like and a comment, that's literally the max that I can do for somebody else. So I try to do that. If you guys want to start doing that in the community, just FYI, our little community here will blow up a lot more because everyone will be getting full watch time from everyone. I mean, I am technically watching, so I don't know if that's, is that against terms of service? I don't know. I'm trying to do my best to support people that are supporting me. I'm genuinely trying to watch as well. So it's not like, there are some times where I support people that I end up not later because I don't end up liking their videos, or I don't end up thinking that they're helping people. And that's just my opinion. And then I don't expect them to support me anymore. I don't ever expect anyone I support to support me back, but it ends up happening because I am supporting them. It's like this is a pretty nice community, I'd say, overall. So us supporting each other is not a bad thing, especially if you are genuinely trying to watch their video and then, the video keeps running a little bit and, helps them with the algorithm. Another question I was asked was, would you rather invest in a camera or a editing software when you first go into YouTube? I would personally suggest this. If you have an iPhone 8 or better, make videos with your iPhone or something similar in a Android version, right? If you do that, you're going to be fine with video. I would go editing software first-ish, but if you're on Mac, iMovie's fine. I would just say that, it's really hard for me to word this the right way. I use Vegas Pro 16. Editing software is not the end all be all. How you edit is kind of more important. So if you have the ability to cut, you have the ability to fade in and out, you have the ability to do that with music or with video, if you have the ability to finagle things around in a way that makes it appealing, that's important. Now, invest in a camera once you have a reasonable amount of support. So for me personally, when I hit monetization, I will most likely invest in a real camera. That's my justification personally. It will take about, I guess I started in mid-March. I remember when all my videos get deleted. Wow, wait 1 second. I gotta acknowledge that for a second. All my videos get deleted, and my watch time's kind of skewed. I'm at like 1,000 hours instead of like would have been like 1,400. But I guess it's fine. Anyways, I have 1,000 hours in the first 3 months, so I will get to 4,000 hours by the end of the year, or by whenever, before the whole calendar year is required. So whenever I do that, I will get a camera. But I think for anyone else, you got to find a justification point for getting a camera. Now, if you have an excess of cash that comes in, I would say if you're really serious about it, do research on how to use cameras and stuff first, and then get a camera. I think equipment is not as good as how well you are with your own equipment. Like for me, I bought a $5 camera app and it's helped me a lot on my iPhone, and that's really important. So I would recommend going and getting a software for video editing that works, that's cheap, or if you can find a way to get it for free, like iMovie or something like that, or whatever other ways you can get software for free, that is legal. And then I would recommend using your iPhone if you have a new iPhone. If you have an older iPhone, just upgrade your iPhone and then go with that. Like this iPhone 11 was an upgrade for my 6S, and it cost me like a couple $100. And it has been literally the best investment I've ever made, because I almost got the 8 to cheap out, because that's how I am. But I was like, no, this is important. I'm going to be using this for a long time. Ewan Copeland, my friend, asks, why did I start YouTube? I started YouTube, bro, because I wanted to support people and help people, and I think I've done a decent job. If you guys think so, leave a comment in the comment section down below. I try to do my best of both, and the more I make videos, the more I'm trying to improve them. And I started overall because Matt Diavella changed my life with one video, and I think if I can make one video that impacts someone else's life in the same way that it impacted mine, that it was worth it. So I said, let's make a YouTube channel. Is Fire for me, guy who comments on all my videos pretty much, and I try to support him as well. I really appreciate this question. With such a focused channel, do I see myself having to make other channels to diversify? Yeah, if I ever end up doing this full time, I mean, full disclosure, I'm making a sports podcast, no question about it. Like, sports, man. I'm the biggest Chiefs fan, huge Cubs fan. I was more into the Blackhawks. They've kind of trailed off recently. I think hockey's I'm very into hockey, don't get me wrong. But when it comes to hockey, if the Blackhawks aren't that good, I don't have any other teams I'm interested in. I'm not interested in the team or in the league as much as I am interested in the Blackhawks. I'm a big Bulls fan. I love basketball. I always watch basketball. Basketball, football, baseball, I am really into. So I definitely would probably make videos on those sports. And I would love to do that. I'd love to make a channel about that. Eventually, if I end up doing this full time, I'll probably change up the way this channel goes. It may be like a 1 video a week plus podcast sort of thing, and then I'd do Patreon stuff for like vlogs and such of my real life. So I'd have to like kind of diversify if I get bigger. Sports podcast would be so fun to make. I love sports. So good question. Ryan asks, how did I grow my channel in such a short amount of time, and what have I learned from it? So like I said, I support a lot of other creators genuinely, and then they support back, and I do my best to make quality content. I think a big thing that I did was I learned I had made a bunch of videos beforehand, right? I had made like 700 videos in an old YouTube channel, and I'd edited about 100 plus for freelance. And what I said was, I understand how to edit. I understand how to record. My camera presence is fine because I had done it so many times. I'm not saying I'm really great on camera, but I am comfortable on camera. I don't get really nervous as much as other people do when they start because I had 700 videos of experience. Whether it was a couple years ago or not, I still had experience. So I said, number one, I need to up my video quality. So I made the lighting better. I made the editing possibly better by implementing little tricks that I saw in other YouTubers' videos like Matt Diavella and Thomas Frank. I implemented B-roll. I really think quality has improved a lot here. I understood audio quality from beforehand, and I upped that a little bit by changing some things that I researched. So I really recommend this. Support other YouTubers when you have some time. In your free time, take whatever, I mean, to be blunt, like time that's just not worth it, spending it scrolling through social media like Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, and just support other YouTubers and let them know that you really appreciate the content they're making. That will help you grow because that's just reciprocated views and watch time and support most of the time. And it's a genuine back and forth, which is awesome. And it gives you more social proof when people who aren't creators come to your channel. And on top of that, I would really recommend to research how to improve video quality, how to improve audio quality, and all those things will be kind of make the ball in your court, because people usually give me the most comments about my audio quality, and then video quality is second. It's probably because I just figured out how to get rid of background noise. Even though I have a huge air conditioning unit to deal with down here, I figured out how to kind of finagle it out and do the right audio smoothing and frequencing and voice gating and Audacity and stuff. So that's stuff that you really need to look into. So Nicole, I changed my life after this video game addiction by, I kind of just told myself I was done with it. I had a group of people that I played the game World of Warcraft with, and I kind of had to just wean myself off of from communicating with them, because it was a social thing. I think I had a problem, but I also think it was a lot more social than anything. And they were really nice people, and that was the hard part. And it was like I needed to understand personally that as nice as people as they were not going to get me out of my room. They were not going to get me to improve my life in any way. So I kind of needed to axe the people, and then the game kind of came along with it. I still keep in touch with the people that I'm really close to over text every once in a while, but it was a matter of I really needed to separate the social aspect from the game. And then once I separated that, I realized the game was fun to a certain extent, but I had pretty much accomplished everything that I could have at that point. So at that point, it was just like bragging rights. So I'm like, I'm done there. Zoe 2 Dots asks, how do you stay focused on your future goals and not let thoughts of your past hold you back? So Zoe, I personally have gotten to the point where I just don't care about different things that have happened in the past to a certain extent. I used to deal a lot more with things, like old negative things that happened in my life would play more of an impact on my life and be negative. I have kind of just weaned myself off of that mindset, and I think changing my mindset has let me be more focused on my goals. My goals are to be successful and to help people in whatever way I can, and those overarching goals always drive me forward on a day-to-day basis, because external motivation is more important than internal motivation. Yeah. Sweeney Challenge, who would you have as your dream podcast guest? Okay, so Matt Diavella, easy answer. He had a whole thing about Get the Rock on mattspodcast.com. I want to get Matt on Demetri's podcast.com. I should make a website, free website. I should. That'd be fun. Kira asks, what made you interested in creating a podcast? Honestly, probably the College Info Geek podcast. That or Matt Diavella's Ground Up show before he axed that, because he used to do that. He's probably going to bring it back, he says, but I don't know if he's ever going to bring it back. Or he probably will, just on Patreon. I don't know. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. I think that those two podcasts mainly interested me. I was aware that I had the ability to articulate over the microphone for long periods of time, and I said, well, why not make that as another form of content that takes less time to create than editing more videos? Because a podcast with a guest probably takes like 4.5 hours total between like calling them and editing and recording. It takes like an hour and a half to record, hour and a half to edit, maybe an hour to like get all the SEO and stuff right, and then like an hour to call them. So like 4.5 hours if I did math right there. And basically it's it's really less time than a formal video, because a formal video will take like 10 hours. So I said it takes half the time. It's just as fun, if not more fun. And it will also help grow my channel, because I'll have other people like shouting out my channel sort of back if I have them on my channel. That makes sense. So that's the reason I wanted to do it. And I'm not nervous talking in front of a microphone for a while. So Amy, I don't know if I really want to get into what, I have that on the screen. I think I have all these on the screen. I'm going to edit this, right? I should. That makes sense. I don't know. I'm not going to get into personally where the money came from. I will just say this. I am fortunate enough to, when I was growing up, not really have to pay for much. So when I did work, I would save the money. I'm extremely frugal, right? So I'm extremely frugal in the sense that I think when I was working an internship last summer, let's say I was making good money. I'll be blunt about that. I was making like 20 an hour, and then 30 for overtime, and I would work like 45 to 50 hours a week. So yeah, it was really good money. And I would save 90% of the income. 5 or 10%, the 5% would go to gas, and the other 5% would go to food every once in a while when I go out to eat, or I'd go visit my girlfriend downtown. So like it was really not like anything more than, I had really supportive parents who helped me out in a lot of ways, and I utilized that to the best of my ability, and utilized my financial knowledge to the best of my ability to make it so I could afford to save most of my income early on. And then since then, you have flexible amount of money when you have saved for so long. So definitely was a lot of cognizant saving early on in life. I never really spent any of the money I got for family. I'm in a big Italian family, right? So I guess I am answering the question. I guess it wasn't that personal. I'm in a big Italian family, Greek family. I get money at holidays. I never spend it. And over time, that's accrued interest. And, I never spent it. So that's helped me out a lot. Trust me when I say 20, when I originally went to college and I finally looked at the bank account after a year, that tells you, right? I didn't ever look at the bank account. I only spent what was in my wallet up until that point, right? And I always would tell my family, please put this in my bank account. Like I didn't know what was in my savings account until I was like 20. So I mean, that tells you how much money I saved over the years. So Jess, I am from a suburb in Chicago. I'm not going to say where. I don't know. I'm just a little too personal. Not really, but I'm from a suburb in Chicago, south suburbs. I am 22 years old. That's weird to say out loud. I just was about to say 21. Like I said, I want to be in digital marketing. My career aspirations are in there, probably Google pay-per-click, as well as other aspects of digital marketing, SEO, that sort of thing. And I have one brother. He is 25. I have a mom, dad, no cats, dogs, no pets at all. Like I said, big Italian family, big Greek family, but most of them are still in Greece. So not big Greek family here, very small here. Italian family is split up between Italy, Canada, and here. Kind of weird story. My dad is from Italy, but he's a Canadian. He's Canadian because his family moved to Canada and then moved here. I'd say this: 30% stayed. No, wait, no. Maybe let's word it like this: 50% of the Italian family probably stayed in Italy. Half of them ended up going to Canada, and then half of the people that went to Canada then went to the US. Yeah, so maybe it's probably more like 40, 30, 30 now. But yeah, that's kind of how it's broken down there. And the Greek family is probably like 70, 30 or 80, 20. The higher number being Greece. My girlfriend asked me, how did I get so good looking? I don't know. JPS Runs asks me, what are my running PRs? So I'm going to have to finagle this in a way. I can neither confirm nor deny that I've raced before in my life. I would just say, look me up on Google. Or don't do that. You'll understand why I'm saying that if you look me up. All right, guys, thank you so much for this video. This was really fun. I've never done Q&A before. I might do live ones. That'd be fun. By the way, quick note. I am going back to school relatively soon. I have a few more weeks at home. And I want to say, you guys have made my stay at home awesome. I think my family has too, don't get me wrong. But you've made my experience at home be that much better when everything crazy was going on. I was forced to be quarantined as the rest of us were. And it's been better because of you guys. So thank you so much for that. Moving forward, I will, hopefully make a nice transition to school. I have great people I'm going to live with, that sort of thing. I'm excited, but at the same time, I'm nervous. I'm a little nervous. I'm going into my last year, and I'm excited to be done, but I'm also, online classes aren't going to be hard. So it's like, am I really that happy about the fact that I won't be that challenged for a master's degree? I don't know. That's something I gotta think about. That was a weird noise I made. I guess the last thing I will say is, for those of you that have been around since before 100 subs, you guys are the best. Shout out to Red DLL, shout out to Amy, shout out to, I'm trying to think who else. A lot of people who are early on kind of phased out of commenting, so maybe they still watch, I just don't know. All my family and friends who got the channel up started, you guys have been awesome. Thank you so much for the support. You are the absolute best. I want to say from the bottom of my heart that this channel has been awesome, and you guys have been more than I could ever ask for from a community of supporters, and hopefully I can do my best to support everyone here who is a fellow creator, because you guys are awesome as well. This little community we have is going to pay huge dividends for those of us that keep up the hard work, because one day we can all make it. That's what I truly believe. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.